massive announcement. I'm opening a theme park in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on November 13th. People ask me all the time, Mr. Beast, I want to compete in one of your videos. Well, now you can. This theme park is filled with some of the craziest challenges and most insane prizes we have ever given away. Like all theme parks, we have roller coasters, we have drop towers, we have all that usual stuff. But in Beastland, we also have custom-made games that are inspired off our YouTube channel. This theme park is going to blow your mind, and tickets literally just went live. Beastland opens on November 13th as part of Riyadh season. You can book your tickets through WeBook. Guys, this is going to be awesome. I'll be there opening day. Make sure you buy your tickets.
So here we go again. Mr. Beast is getting dragged all over the internet, and at this point, nobody is even surprised anymore. Over the last few months, he's been rolling out product after product like he's in a race to build a billion-dollar empire overnight. It's been non-stop, no breaks, no slowdowns, just move after move.
I'm first in line at Mr. Beastland. Thank you. I'm the first into Beastland. I even found Dream at the Mr. Beast Festival. How's it going? Yes! Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you.
First came Feastables and those feast bowls, then that lunch launch people barely understood, then a toy brand that most fans haven't even spotted in stores. And now he pops out with Beastland, a full-blown amusement park built around himself, sitting in Saudi Arabia of all places. That announcement alone had the internet doing double takes. Right away, people started asking why he would drop a theme park in a country where a huge chunk of his core fan base can't realistically travel. Most of his supporters are in the US, so the location choice had folks looking confused, like something behind the scenes wasn't adding up. Even the visuals of the park caught heat. Online critics said it didn't look like some massive next-level destination. It looked more like a flashy pop-up fair set up in a wide-open space.
Qatar still uses the kafala system. Essentially, this gives their employer control over their lives. They can take away their passport if they want to leave the country, forcing them to work in poor conditions and on a low wage. That low wage works out at about $275 per month. The Guardian reported that 6,500 migrants have died in Qatar since they won the bid for the World Cup in 2010. Whilst they are not all related to the World Cup, most of them were only there to build the infrastructure for it.
That comparison alone started spreading fast, and it wasn't flattering. Then came the big question: why Saudi Arabia? The answer most people landed on was simple: money. Reports say Beastland cost around $85 million to launch. That sounds massive, but in the amusement park world, that number isn't outrageous.
I think cancellation in general when it comes to these style of influencers is now a myth. I don't think an influencer outside of an extreme grooming or sexual assault scandal can't bump back from any sort of controversy at this point. You know, Trisha Paytas is doing better than she's ever done before. Jeffree Star is still thriving.
Dr. Disrespect still exists.
Oh, Guy Beam is just, he's doing photo shoots and thriving with his weird audience. Because you can't be really canceled anymore because you find all it takes is a weird niche audience that can fund your content for a really long time. You don't really need to go mainstream. You know, the Guy Beam, I'm not calling him the Doc, I refuse, is never going to hit that same level that he hit in the, pre-2020 TwitchCon era. He's now sort of cemented himself as an anti-cancel culture warrior. And the audience that's fallen for it is willing to give him enough that he can survive. Influencers don't need to be for everyone anymore. They can just sort of find their micro niche and thrive in a way that really didn't work just 5 years ago.
When you compare it to what something similar would cost in the US, the difference gets real clear. If he had tried to build the same park on American soil, the budget could have skyrocketed way higher.
Can you win prizes in here?
Yes.
I'm the first one with a wristband. Let's go through the beast.
Hey guys, nice meeting all of you.
I'm never washing his hand.
Hey, don't ride on the ride.
We'll receive what is behind this given bowl.
Building it in Saudi Arabia reportedly cut those costs down significantly. But here's the twist: saving money came with a different price tag. The internet wasted no time clowning the project. People started calling it rushed, low effort, and not matching the high-budget reputation MrBeast built his name on.
Today we're at Beastland by MrBeast here in Riyadh and it's opening day, so come with us and check out what there is to do inside. Let's go. We're now inside Beastland and it looks absolutely incredible. And we've noticed that there is a countdown over here for some reason. So they're saying get to the stage. We need to go. We need to find out what's going on. There's a little meet and greet area over here. We don't actually recognize anyone yet though.
Something massive is waking up at Beastland. And you know, you got the wristband, and when you play the games,
the barriers are open and we're following everyone. I don't know where to, but somewhere. So there's all the money. I can't remember what the top prize was, but there's about 300,000 reals in one.
For a creator known for huge productions and wild-scale challenges, expectations were sky-high, so when the park didn't immediately scream next level, critics jumped on it. Then, videos started circulating online, people walking through the park saying things like, "Hey, come ride the rides, what is behind this bull?" and just straight roasting the setup without holding back. Clips spread fast and the tone flipped almost overnight. What started as hype quickly turned into debate, memes, and side-eyes across social media. Opening day looked decent on the surface, but that good energy didn't even last 24 hours. The very next day, photos hit the timeline showing wide daylight shots of the park, and it looked nearly empty.
So we headed through to the Beast Arena and there was so many different games that you could take part in. This one I was definitely not giving a go, the bungee jumping, but it was so much fun and you can buy a wristband with all the games included. Or if you simply just want to enter and enjoy Beastland in the whole experience, then it's only 25 SAR per person. They had so many merch shops around with all of the Feastables and limited edition merch, which was actually very affordable. As well as all the games that are inside Beast Arena, which are inspired by the show, there was also carnival games, rides, and so many food stalls. It was so much fun and just being here was such a good vibe. I definitely recommend checking it out before it ends in 45 days.
The images made it seem like a carnival had been dropped in the middle of the desert with barely anyone around. That visual alone sent the conversation into overdrive. When those photos started circulating, the internet didn't hesitate for a second. People zoomed in, screenshotted everything, and instantly began tearing the whole project apart. The backlash doubled overnight. Comments flooded timelines saying things like, "All that labor looks like trash," and the tone got harsher once the conversation shifted towards Saudi Arabia and its history with working conditions.
When we were talking about MrBeast's controversies, it's like, in a certain sense, now that he's had them, they know that it doesn't really matter anymore. Like, of course, there are still worse things he could do. I think there are things that he could do that would, like, break down the empire, but I do think that these companies and these brands have realized over the past, like, 5 years in particular, that the longevity of the influencer does not depend on how bad the controversy gets. Like, I imagine that the lesson from Logan Paul, for example, was like, oh yeah, at a certain point after the Suicide Forest video, it seemed like Logan would never make money again. But the reality is that he makes exponentially more money now than he did before, during, or after that controversy. So it's like, in a weird way, I think that the brands almost push the creators more than the audience even pushes the creator.
It's no secret that the country has faced serious criticism in the past. Reports over the years have described workers pulling 12-plus-hour shifts, limited breaks, and harsh job environments. Some investigations have even documented extreme cases where workers suffered severe health consequences. That's not just online gossip. Former workers have publicly spoken about the trauma they carried long after leaving those jobs.
So when MrBeast announced Beastland would be built there, people immediately connected dots in their own heads. Late payments, worker treatment concerns, and questionable labor headlines from previous years all came rushing back into the discussion.
I'm first in line at MrBeastland. Thank you. I'm the first into Beastland. Can you win prizes in here? Yes. I'm the first one with a wristband. Let's go through the beast. Here's the map of Beastland. Let's go find the prizes. There's 3 vaults here, gold, bronze, and silver. A crowd is forming in front of the 3 safes. The teleprompter says Chandler and MrBeast are gonna be here.
Hey guys, nice to meet all of you.
I'm never washing his hand.
Hey, go right on the rides.
He's walking around the park and chaos is following wherever he goes.
I even found Dream at the MrBeast Festival. How's it going?
Yes!
Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you.
Let's go into the MrBeast store. Beastland hoodies, 3 different Beast Lab toys, Beastland backpacks. Can I buy a Beastland hat?
On paper, expanding globally makes sense. It shows he's trying to take his brand beyond the United States and tap into international markets. It proves his reach isn't locked into one country. But the execution? That's where things got messy. Instead of looking like a strategic global power move, critics said it gave off the vibe that he was chasing cheaper land, lower production costs, and a friendlier price tag. And the internet does not play when it comes to optics. Even if his intentions were solid, the way it rolled out made him look worse in the public eye. Once people started comparing the park to a desert fairground thrown together overnight, the jokes basically wrote themselves. Now, to be fair, there is no verified proof that workers on Beastland experienced those same harsh conditions. That's important to say.
MrBeast launches world's first YouTuber theme park in oil and blood-drenched Saudi Arabia's latest desperate tourism push. Damn. You know, definitely a choice for MrBeast to be like, cool thing is that I made a theme park, okay? And it doesn't matter where it is. It definitely doesn't matter if the place that it was in had like a crazy history of like violating human rights. That doesn't matter at all, actually. The only thing that does matter is I'm getting a fucking check. You know, other people in Saudi Arabia get the bag over their head and fucking killed, you know, for like being gay. But again, are we shocked? MrBeast will do anything for a bag. And then every single interview, oh, I have no money, dude. I have no money, dude. My videos cost so much money, dude. I have to do this stuff. I had to open the theme park in Saudi Arabia. I had to.
But the fact that so many people instantly assumed the worst shows how sensitive and complicated this situation became. When public perception moves that fast, it's hard to slow it down. Even setting all that aside, critics still question the decision. Building a massive theme park in a region often discussed in labor debates was always going to spark conversation. MrBeast explained that his goal was to connect with his growing international audience, especially fans across the Middle East. In an interview cited by Dexerito, he reportedly said, "It's in the middle of the world because majority of my audience is outside America, and we have a big Middle Eastern fan base. We want to give them the chance to participate." From his perspective, that logic tracks. If your audience is global, you build globally. But critics couldn't ignore the business angle.
Boniface Barasa is back in Kenya but says he's still suffering from trauma after 3 years as a construction worker in Qatar before the World Cup.
I saw the supervisor call another Kenyan less black monkey. Then when the Kenyan countered back, he asked him, "Why are you calling me black monkey?" Then the supervisor slapped the Kenyan.
The 38-year-old is a lifelong football fan but says he hasn't watched any matches. The pain is still too fresh.
Kumangana, another one died on that new harsh weather condition. My colleague died, another one was beaten and he went missing.
You saw somebody die in front of you?
Yeah, somebody collapsed and died, and I think that was because of the harsh weather condition.
Because of the
Saudi Arabia has been aggressively investing in tourism and entertainment projects as part of broader national development plans. The country wants outside money flowing in, more attractions, more global attention, so naturally people started speculating. What if this wasn't just his idea alone? What if officials or investors reached out and pitched a partnership? And if we're being real, it wouldn't shock many observers if local partners helped cover a significant chunk of the construction costs. When you look at it through that lens, the whole thing starts to feel less like a solo risk and more like a massive financial collaboration that benefits both sides. That's why the debate hasn't slowed down. For some, it's smart global expansion. For others, it's questionable optics. Either way, Beastland became way more than just a theme park. It turned into a full-blown controversy almost overnight. Now let's be clear, all of this is alleged. Nothing here is confirmed. But when you line up the timing, the location, and the rollout, the theory starts to feel believable to a lot of people. And I'm definitely not the only one thinking that way. Other creators have been dropping videos, breaking down the same angle, asking the same questions, and pointing out the same red flags. Here's the twist most people missed. Beastland was never meant to be permanent. The park is only scheduled to run for about 45 days, and once that window closes, they're tearing the entire thing down, completely gone. That detail alone changes the whole vibe. Suddenly, it doesn't feel like a long-term theme park investment. It feels more like a temporary showcase with a massive price tag attached. And honestly, with all the backlash flying around and ticket sales being questioned online, that short run might actually work in his favor. Some critics are already wondering out loud if the park will even make it the full 45 days without shutting down early. When people are asking that on week 1, you know the optics are rough. But I want to hear from you. What do you think about this whole situation? Is this a smart global power move, or does it feel like a rushed collab that didn't land right? I might be a little late tapping into the topic, but the conversation hasn't slowed down at all. Creators are still debating it daily, so I had to jump in and give my take. I've also been talking behind the scenes with other creators, and trust me, there's way more to unpack here than people realize. And if you haven't already, make sure you like the video, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. It really helps the channel grow. Also, I did a full movie-style breakdown on Jack Doherty and his wild rise from being one of the most criticized creators online to eventually getting arrested. That story is crazy. If you want to see that deep dive, click the video popping up on screen and tap in.